Hello friends, in this video, I will share with you some of the hidden yet most critical benefits of having a mentor. The reason I say hidden is because these benefits are not widely understood or spoken. However, they are critical. They are a critical corporate hack for you to grow and succeed in your career. So in this video, I will cover one, who is a mentor? Second, what are those hidden yet critical benefits of having a mentor? And third, how you should go about finding a mentor for yourself. Now, mentor is someone who's not directly managing your career, like he or she is not your boss or manager, yet they have understanding of what you do, what are your aspirations, what are your goals, and have that relationship with them where they can guide you in order to be successful with your career and in your life. Now, the web is full of standard and generic benefits of mentorship. Like they provide you help with personal development, they give you constructive feedback, they encourage you, they help you with achieving your goals by helping you set your goals and then holding you accountable. They provide you with real life examples because they've been through those stages of career as well, and hence they can provide you those examples. However, in this video, we will not address those standard benefits of having a mentorship. Rather, you will get some special nuggets. There are 7 special benefits that I will share with you in this video, so stay tuned till the end. Now, across all these benefits, the assumption is that you find a mentor who is in your workplace, who understands your work, who understands your career, and they are in the workplace. So benefit number 1 is that they can get you familiar with the culture. So especially if you're new in the company, it's best to find some mentor you can connect with who can help you understand what the culture of the company is like, such as routines, policies, and the expectations of your function or of the organization you're working in. Now let me take a break here and call out that in case you find value from this video, I need 2 help from you. One is press the like button and second is subscribe to the channel. Both will help me understand if you're liking the content. Second will help me stay motivated and deliver more content. And third will get you notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. Now let's get rolling with the rest of the video. Second, and an important one, is that mentors help you crack the corporate code. And what I mean by corporate code hacking is that you will not always see that the person who puts the most amount of effort or is the smartest getting promoted. Rather, you need to understand how to move your way up the corporate ladder. You need networking, you need to understand the culture, you need to be at the right place with the right project at the right time. So all of these things are like hacking the corporate culture. You just can't be the hardest working person and the smartest guy who shows up at work 9 to 5 and does their job. No, you'll have to do more than that. You have to connect with people, you have to network, you have to be in the good books of the key people who are managing your career and so on and so forth. So all of these hacks are something that your mentor can help you with. So for instance, when I started my career, one of the hacks that my mentor shared with me was which are the key roles in the organization that I need to tap into, like I need to do those roles. What are the key meetings that I need to attend? Who are the key individuals I need to network with? Who are the key individuals in my function that I should be reporting into? So anytime I get a chance to move or change my sub-function or my assignment or project, who are the individuals in this organization? Who should I work with? And these are the star people who will grow faster, and if they grow faster, their team will grow faster with them as well. So this is one of a special hack, right? So you don't realize if you just come to office thinking that you just need to do your job and you need to do your job best, that may not serve you growing and developing in the organization. You need to do more than that. And one example is reporting to the right people. If you have the right manager who is high flying, who is in the limelight, and he's the one who's also invested in your career and he's growing, while he's growing, he will also help you grow. So this is what my mentor helped me when I first started my career. He helped me identify those places, those times, and those instances where when I put myself in, I will be able to succeed and come in the limelight. Number 3, your mentor can help you build a network and connection within the organization. So he or she can help you connect with the right people, people who have the power and the capacity to help and grow you and your career, so you can network with them. Because especially when you're new in a career or you're new in a job or in a role, you don't know a lot of people around you. And even if you know who are the right people, it is difficult to kind of get connected with them and have a network with them. But your mentor can always get you introduced to those individuals and get you to, for instance, even if you're not reporting to this particular individual who is high flying and can develop your career, but they can always connect you with that individual and help you find a project that you can work with that individual. And once you have that individual working with you or you working with that individual, then you can develop that relationship, and maybe at some point in time you start working for that person, and hence they help you grow your career as they grow as well. Now, number 4 relates to the fact that whenever you go to someone to seek advice, they also get invested in you. So whatever advice they are giving you, they get invested in that advice and they want you to succeed with that advice. They want that advice to work for you, because if that advice will work for you, they will look at intelligent, right? So when you go to someone and ask for advice and they give you an advice, now they're invested in you. Now they want you to succeed and they want that advice to work for you. And so when you go and you work on their advice, in the background, they will also try to help you succeed. And that is why it is important to find a mentor who is not your direct manager, of course, but is somewhat close to either your manager or your team or your function for that matter. So they have some sort of influence on your career, not a direct influence, but an indirect influence. And I'll expand on this further more when I'll talk towards the end of the video as to how you should go about choosing your mentor. Because once they are invested, you also want to ensure that they have some influence so they can make use of that influence to work on the investment that they've made in you already. Now, the next benefit is related to the mentor having the knowledge. So for instance, if there is a particular role that you want to apply for or are looking to get into in the company, then it would be best to find a mentor who has an understanding or who has been close to the role. Let me give you a personal example. There was this role that I really wanted, and because I wanted that role, what I did was I made the person who was doing that role my mentor. And I tried to connect with them and understand from them what they do, the tools they use, the problems they solve, the way they solve the problems, what are the meetings they attend, what are the decisions that they take. And I would understand from them all of this. And eventually I was so ready when the time came for that individual to move and me to take that place. And when the interviews were happening internally to know and understand who's the right candidate, even though I didn't have the experience, I had all the knowledge. So I could speak very fluently about that role. And secondly, and most importantly, because I made friends and made that individual my mentor, when he was leaving, he left a very good word for me. Again, I had no experience with regards to that role, had no clue, or for that matter, no understanding of that role from personal experience point of view. It was all knowledge that I had from that individual. But one, I made him a mentor. So as I talked previously, he was personally invested in my success. And second, he shared all the knowledge. So he was like, I'm invested in this guy. This guy has the understanding and he has the knowledge. Let's just hire him. My investment pays off. And second, he has the understanding and he has the knowledge as well. And I got that role which I wanted. Now, next is a standard benefit that you get by going to anyone for advice or input who's not directly impacted or involved in the issue. So they are emotionally detached. And because they're emotionally detached, they are not biased and they can give you a non-emotional opinion about some issue that you are in. So for instance, if you had a conflict with an individual in your team member or your manager for that matter, and you are having some conflict with your manager, you can go to your mentor and he can help you or she can help you without any emotions because they are not involved in the situation. And as I said, this is just true for anyone you go to advice for who's not involved in the issue, even if they're not the expert. Just because they are not involved, suddenly they give you an unemotional input, and any unemotional input is far superior than any good emotional input. So good emotional input and an average unemotional input will be far superior than a good emotional input. Now let me explain this in a different way. I always say this, that wisdom at one level is the ability to apply your own advice. What I mean by this is like someone like me who reads a lot and then preaches a lot as well by the videos I post and the posts I make on LinkedIn and other social media forums, plus my blog and all. So all of this preaching seems like I know the answer to everything. However, when I'm in a fix, when the problems hit me, when I face an issue, all this good advice, all this wisdom that I have just goes out of the window. And it is very difficult for me to have that straight mind where I can apply all this wisdom that I've learned and that I share and preach. In that instance, what helps is when I can go to someone who may not be as smart, knowledgeable, and even learned as me, or for that matter, anyone else I'm looking for. However, just because they are not part of the situation, just because they're not part of the issue, they are suddenly more advanced in their input, in their thinking, and in their suggestion. And that advancement is only because of the fact that they are emotionally detached from the issue. So there was a time when I would seek advice, I would look for someone who I believed was wiser than me. And then there was a point in time when I realized it's not about the wisdom that I need. I just need someone I can talk to who can think rationally about it, just because they are not emotionally attached to the issue. So it doesn't have to be someone who you hold wise versus yourself. It could be anyone who's just detached from the issue. And when you go and talk to them, they will make it so easy for you. They will tell you exactly the same things, by the way, you know already. But just because it is coming from them and they're telling you this, it just dawns on you as a new revelation. And it has happened a lot of time with me, where the person who I went to for advice, they kind of gave me the same advice which I already knew, which I also preach. But just because it was coming from a third person who was not emotionally attached, I just felt good and I just felt great about it. And it just changed my mindset at that particular moment when I was having the trouble. Now, lastly, the mentor that you have and the relationship you make is for life. So while this mentor that you found is in your organization and your function, who's helping you with your career, however, even if when they leave the organization, now you have a contact outside the organization. So tomorrow, if you want to move out of your current organization and move to some different organization, they may have some contact or some connection, or they might be working in that particular organization where you have a great opportunity coming up. So you can just directly contact them and say, here's an opportunity, or there's an opportunity in your organization. I'm very much interested. You already have a relationship. Boom. They'll get you in that organization and move your resume up for you to get hired there. Now let me quickly talk about who you should go and make as your mentor. One is make sure there is high level of trust. Second is also make sure you admire the individual. Like, you really have to find him or her as someone who's admirable, who you find as wise. Third, as I said, given all my advice was regarding your career success in the organization, make sure the mentor is in the organization, ideally in your function, and has some influence, not direct, but maybe indirect influence in your career. The example I can give you from my career is the mentors that I developed when I started my career were the ones who would sit in the lead team of my function. So I was in finance and they were part of the finance lead team as well. So even if they were not my manager, when there would be people discussions happening in the lead team and they were deciding who to promote, who not to promote, these individuals who I had made mentors were in that lead team. And when they would speak about me, or when my manager would speak about me and say, okay, this is Beroz and I want to promote him, all of them would be supportive because they were already, as I said, invested in the advice they were giving me. They were invested in me. So certainly when they found a chance to kind of bring out that investment and support me, this was the forum. So I made sure these individuals who I make mentor are good people, I trust, they are admirable, plus they also have some influence, indirect influence in my career. Like, they can throw in a word to my manager and suddenly I can gain some numbers and some points with my manager. So make sure you kind of use that hack as well when you're looking for the mentor. Now, thank you for watching this video. In case you are interested in other smart corporate hacks, I have another video on how to manage your manager. Here's the link for that video. Do check it out. Other than that, I've also prepared a video on how to make yourself look good in the organization or in a particular project or in a meeting. So check out this video as well. Thank you.